Welcome to Racquets Biz, the only podcast that delivers data-driven insights into today's rackets industry. New clubs are opening consistently in the United States and all over the world. Some make it, some go out of business quickly. As an investor and facility operator, what is it that you need to know to create constant cash flow and consistent long-term ROI? Join me for today's episode.
Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Dominique Lemperle. Today's guest is Andi Neugarten, the CEO of 6lovesports. 6lovesports is the fastest growing women's paddle community in the US. An accomplished Ironman athlete and former competitive tennis player, Andi brings a lifetime of passion for sports as well as decades of experience as both an entrepreneur and corporate business executive. Driven by a mission to empower, connect, and elevate women through sports, she has built a platform that blends competition, community, and personal growth on and off the court. Through leagues, events, and international activities, she is reshaping the landscape of women's paddle and creating opportunities for female athletes of all ages and levels to learn, compete, and thrive. Andi, welcome to the pod.
Thank you so much, Dominique. It's an honor to be here, and thank you for having me. Excited to chat to you.
It's great to see you again. First time we met was in Mar del Plata in Argentina, and representing Team USA at the Senior Pan Am Championships. So it was a pleasure meeting you, and it's great to have you on the pod. Tell us a little bit where you grew up, what racket sports you grew up playing, and what motivated you to become CEO of your companies.
So I grew up in South Africa, spent most of my life there. I moved to the US in 2002. I actually moved to California and spent 20 years in San Diego and a little bit of time in Los Angeles before we moved to Miami about 7 years ago. And I'm so happy here. I love living in Miami. It's where I discovered paddle. It's where I found a passion and something that I was missing and looking for in my life. And it's been an amazing journey. I grew up playing tennis. From the age of 4, I was a tennis player. South Africa, it was challenging being a young, very promising and talented South African athlete because of apartheid. I was at that age, it was that time of my life where we were really cut out of the international arena. So it was really hard to get to the US, to get into all the international programs. I stopped playing tennis when I was 16, put down my rackets and focused on school and my education. And I took up long distance running. So I became, I've run over 100 marathons. I'm crazy. My body still holds up, which is surprising. And then I became an Ironman athlete. So my focus up until a few years ago was on full Ironmans, and 70.3 is my sweet spot. I don't race anymore now. All I do is play paddle. And I work out in the gym, of course. But I'm a lifetime athlete. Whatever I do is with passion, commitment, and when I do something, I go all in. So that's how it is with paddle.
That's fantastic. Yes. I can see your passion on the courts. We have played together and against each other. It's a pleasure. You have really mastered the art of paddle, which is not hitting it so hard like tennis players often do coming into the sport, but soft and strategic. Now, you have launched 6lovesports, which is empowering women in the padel community. Right. Tell me a little bit about the numbers that you have right now in 6love, and why did you start it, and what's the mission behind 6lovesports?
So Six Love Sport was started. My sole mission is to elevate and empower women's paddle. So I want to get more women onto the court. I want to help grow this incredible sport. And the women that are playing, I want to connect them on and off the court, and I want to help elevate their games. So I've been playing paddle now for about just less than two years. And last year, about a year ago, I was just struggling. I was playing with guys all the time. And I was really scratching the surface to find women to play with. It really started when we were going to Mar del Plata last year and to the World Championships in Spain just over a year ago. And I suddenly realized, okay, there is this community of women, but it's scattered. So it was selfish. I started Six Love Sports because I wanted more women to play with. I wanted more women at my level. And like I said, I was tired of playing with the guys. So I started putting together little groups and getting us to play little round robins and matches all the time. And it was a lot of work to keep this up. I also realized that if I was having this problem, then other women in the community were probably also having a similar problem. So maybe different levels. The intermediate girls seem to be playing with the same girls all the time. So I came up with this idea for starting a ladies' league. And I launched the league last year. So it's been running now for 2 seasons. We're just finishing season number 3. It's the Six Love Sport Miami Women's Paddle League, and it's now sponsored by 8 Sleep in this 3rd and into the 4th season. What that does is it unites the women's community. We have every week we play over 72 to 80 ladies in matches, and we have about 150 people come out and support. So this has really formed the backbone of Six Love Sports. My mission is to connect women, as I said, on and off the court through things like the league, tournaments. I do round robins, tournaments, USPA tournaments, events, brand activations. But most important, it's personal. I want to know what you do. So I know we play paddle, and that's great. But I encourage everyone, find out find out more. Like, do you have kids? What do you do off the court? Do you have a business? Because I think that strong women lift each other up. And we are a community that needs to stand together and support each other. I call myself the chief paddle addict as opposed to the CEO, because that's what I am, and that's what we all are. We love paddle. And this has become an obsession. Hopefully it's a healthy one. Many of us are playing too much and getting injured, but it is a healthy obsession. The community in Miami, there are about 200,000 paddle players in the US. It was 85,000 about 3 years ago. It's grown tremendously. So in 2025, 200,000 paddle players. They say that's the number that's being reported. Obviously in Miami, we have a very large community. 45% of all paddle players are women. So we're right there. I mean, the numbers in Europe are way higher. So the US has a long way to go to catch up. So there's a huge opportunity. My community in Miami is still very focused. It's still growing. It's been very fast growing in the past year. We're a community of close to 4,000 online. Actively in the Miami community, there are about 700 to 900 of us. And it's been a remarkable journey. It's been like nothing in my life I ever expected, and the most rewarding, uplifting, exciting journey that I have ever been on.
Thanks for doing this, Andi. I'm very happy about your movement as well, because I faced the same issue that you were facing in Sarasota. I didn't have that many women to play with. We had an indoor facility of 4 courts, and I was playing with the same few women every time, and then getting into some men's games was not that easy sometimes. So you really, I mean, it's good and bad, because you really have to improve your level to get invited into better games.
Right.
So what you're doing is amazing. How would you describe the female paddle community now in Miami? Tell me about the demographics, the ages? Are they mostly internationals? How many of them are American?
So it's a very mixed group. Um, there's a lot of Spanish spoken, so a lot of people come from Argentina, smaller amount from Spain, definitely a lot from Venezuela, South American countries. Um, Not a huge community from Mexico, but they're definitely here, but a very big and fast-growing American community. The thing about Miami, it's unique in Miami because so many people come from somewhere. So people have moved here, and generally from South America or Europe. Um, it's a it's a remarkable community. When we started the league a year ago, not many people knew each other. There were these small pockets of girls that played together all the time, but people weren't connected. I remember on our first league, like we would have teams and nobody in the team knew each other. Now, when you come on a Thursday night to our league, everybody walks in and they're kissing and hugging each other hello. They're high-fiving each other, and they all, there are teams that play. They play together on a team, but they play against their friends who are on another team. And next week they might be playing in a tournament against each other. So it's been very, very uplifting for me and very rewarding to see the growth in the community. What I've also seen is the level of play and how it has improved. When we started a year ago, everyone was just getting started, but the amount that they're playing now and the connections is, it's changed everybody's game. They're playing so much, so everybody's improved. And I think for me, the biggest benefit here is what's going to happen in the US because we need more players, more good women. We need to up the level of our play so we can be more competitive on the world stage. And the US is coming. I mean, watch out, Spain. We're always right behind. So we're coming.
How you mentioned people from Venezuela, women from Venezuela, South America. Is it primarily Spanish speaking community right now in Miami?
They all speak Spanish, yes. Most of them speak English. Remarkably, there's still a couple people from our community who have been living here for 15 years and barely speak English. They only speak Spanish, but we all understand each other. So it's interesting because a lot of the times we're together with all the Spanish speakers, and then you have the English speakers on one side, and the Spanish speakers are going off in Spanish, and their hands are going, and there's a lot of energy around it, and they forget we don't speak Spanish. So you kind of have to stop them and remind them, but they're very good about speaking English. So we all get along. What I love is the blending of communities. I come from South Africa.
Yes.
There's lots of Americans, lots of Italians, Spanish, people from Spain. So it's a
Yes.
really blended community here in Miami.
Yes, I love that. The international aspect of paddle. Absolutely love that. You just came back from a conference or from a trip to New York, launching Six Love Sports over there. How did that go?
It was an amazing week. So we launched 6Love Sports in the Big Apple, New York City. We did an event at Padel House in Williamsburg last Monday night, and we had 34 ladies show up, which is remarkable. It's a very new community. What I was so excited about was the level of play that I saw. A lot of these girls come from platform tennis, and they are going to be incredible paddle players. So just getting them onto the court, and you know what it's like. Once you get players on the court once or twice, they're hooked. And it becomes, just something they want to keep doing and doing. So we had a great event. The winners of that event won VIP tickets to the Pro Paddle League Finals, which was this weekend. It was called the City Cup in New York City in the Hammerstein Ballroom, the most magnificent venue. Think of being in a beautiful New York theater with sky-high ceilings and the best paddle players in the world. So we had a meet and greet with some of the best players in the world. I met with Gemma Trier and Marta Caparros and Sofia Araujo, Patti Chu, Araceli Martinezzi, Marta Ortega, who's one of my favorite players. She's a medical doctor. She's just the epitome of, everything amazing. So really, really an amazing experience and weekend, and excited for what's to come with New York City.
That's great, fantastic.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of clubs need you for their programming because you bring players in there, you bring so much energy in there. Have clubs approached you to also do this for men?
I have been approached. So I had a focus. I had to focus on something to get started. Okay. And I chose women. But I am definitely going to be doing something with men. I love doing mixed events. And I just need some help. I'm going to have to restructure to do this. But yes, lots of things planned for next year. So that's definitely in the pipeline.
We need a lot of Andys to grow paddle
Exactly.
in the
So
US.
I need help. And that's also why I launched this ambassador program where I appointed ambassadors in different parts of the country because we are going national and international. I now have 2 international ambassadors as well. But I have somebody in San Diego, Atlanta, Houston coming on board, New York City, Palm Beach County, and now in South Africa and in Bali. So I'm very excited about this because what it does is it just unites the community. We're more than the US. We're a community of women who love to play paddle.
Yes, that's fantastic. Congratulations again.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for young entrepreneurs that are in the paddle industry, but they're a few years younger than you and they're just making their first entrance as an entrepreneur? What advice do you have for them?
So I have been an entrepreneur a number of times in my life. The opportunity that exists in this paddle market right now is incredible. Paddle is on the verge of exploding, and I think 2026 is going to be a huge year. 2027 is going to be even bigger. Everybody's starting to play, and the US is behind the rest of the world. The US does not like being left behind. So we think there's a lot of courts now. In Miami there are. I think they're going to be way more, and they're going to be full. It's a whole new lifestyle. It's a whole new way of living and being. And when you're in the community, you think everybody knows about paddle, but you step out of it and people don't. So there's a huge opportunity for people to learn. I'm one of those entrepreneurs that when I get an idea, when I think about something, I don't overthink it. Yes, I plan, but sometimes it's what your heart tells you. And when you feel something's right, my advice is just do it. Get started. The worst thing that can happen is something doesn't work and then you've learned, you've had an education. But if you don't start, you'll be a year down the line and you'll still be talking about that idea you had. And if you'd started it, you would have had a business and been successful at something. So my advice is if you're thinking about getting into this paddle industry, yes, do your homework, but get started. Do it.
Yes. And because failure is just a way to learn, as we know from playing paddle.
Exactly.
If we lose a match, we know exactly what we need to work on.
Exactly.
With our coaches.
Exactly.
What's next for 6lovesports? What's coming up in the next few years?
We have so much planned for 2026. More leagues, growing the community, bringing in more levels. I want to combine. I have a league which is an advanced level, high intermediate and intermediate. And then on a separate day, I have a high beginner league. I want to find a way to combine those and bring the whole community together. So I'm hoping to get some more clubs come online because I need bigger facilities and more clubs.
Don't miss the next episode and subscribe to Racquets Biz on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Like us on LinkedIn and Instagram. See you next week.